Ya Ali Madad would like to welcome all to the platform for this afternoon session with Niamat Chandani.
And welcome to all friends online. I'm truly humbled and grateful for those friends who initiated this meeting between us. And this initiation was from African Jama'at. So I'm truly humbled and grateful for friends who came to know about this humble servant of Imam in Africa, where I had worked as a faculty of School of Nursing, but never thought that I would be talking to you all as a humble servant of Imam, speaking about Imam's Farman. That's a wonderful opportunity. I'm truly grateful. So, based on the request from the friends who had initiated this group, so the friends had requested to be talking about Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Faramin, and I have with me Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin. We have the Gujrati transliteration. Those who do not have the book can ask our admin to be sharing those books with you. What I intend to do with your support and your prayers, we will discuss Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Faramin one by one and dive deep into it to understand Imam's Hidayat. Maulana Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah, when Imam became Imam, he was only 7 years old, 7 years, 9 months and 16 days. So he was a young child when he became Imam. In his long time of Imamat, the Faramins we see are covering so many aspects of our life. Not only just helping us elevate in our Ruhaniyat, but how to eat, what not to eat, when to go to bed. Imam has gone in such a detail to teach us, to bring us where we are today. Very successful. We have progressed in worldly matters. And Alhamdulillah, we are working hard towards progressing in our spiritual lives too. So let us start with Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farameens, Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin, the first farman which Maula made after 15 days of becoming Imam. And this farman was given to us, given to Jama'at on 1st September 1885. The day was Tuesday. And if I may tell you that when Imam entered the hall, Imam was playing with a tennis ball. He entered and all those Jamaat, the Amaldaran, they had seen the previous Imams older in age, with long beard and very mature in age. And this Imam who is coming, he is not only young, but he's playing with a ball as if a child is coming in the hall. And Jamaat is crying with loud noise, And one of the Amaldar says, "Tame આવી રીતે ના રડો, Imam બચ્ચો છે, ધુળજી જાશે." The Amaldar announces that don't cry loudly because the Imam is just a child. He'll become scared. This was the entrance of Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah on the Gadi. When he comes on the Gadi, instead of sitting there, he actually climbs up and he stands up. And then he says, "Oh Jamaat, do not consider us small. हमें तुम्हें नाना नहीं समझता. We are Aale Rasool, and our grandfather is Hazrat Amirul Mominin, and our grandmother is Khatun-e Jannat Hazrat Bibi Fatima." The beginning of the Farman tells us that Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is that nur which is always continuously going on, the chain of the light of Imamat. And Imam reading the minds of the Jama'at in front of him, He says, do not consider me small. I am the same Noor, Ale Nabi Aulade Ali. And he says, my grandfather is Maula Ali and my grandmother is Khatun Jannat, Bibi Fatima. We are Noor of both Ali and Nabi. Noor of both Ali and Nabi. And we all know Ale Nabi Aulade Ali. Meaning, when the Prophet Muhammad came on the prophethood, when he became the prophet, before his death at Ghadir Khum, he announced the Imamat of Maula Ali. And he very clearly said, Jiska main Maula, uska Ali Maula. Man kuntu faza, waliyun Ali Maula. That whoever is I am Maula, Ali is Maula. And there were 10,000 people who were listening to this Farman of Paigambar at that time. But then Maula Ali says that there were not even 40 people that I could announce to my Imamat. Meaning that all those who heard did not believe, did not obey the Farman of Paigambar. Whereas there were only within 40 numbers were those who were believers, who believed in the Farman of Paigambar, and Imam Zahurat happened. We all have to remember whenever we talk of Zahurat, Imams have always been present. We firmly believe that without Imam, this world cannot last. There's a hadith by the Prophet. If for a one moment Imam is not there on this planet will not survive. Imams are always present. So the question would be, were there Imams before Maula Ali? Yes, there were. It's just that they were hidden. They were hidden behind the prophets. They were behind the veil of prophet because it was not the time of Zahurat. Imams were always there. But when Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah comes on the Gadi, it's a very strange and different time which was beginning to happen. It was a very strange time. What do I mean by that? And we will read in the Farman that Maula announces that it is the end time. So when Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah sat on the Gadi, it was a strange time because it was the beginning of the end of the cycle. We as Ismailis, we believe in cycles. Prophet Muhammad was the prophet on the 6th day, on the 6th cycle. When Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah sat on the Gadi, he actually delivered a very strange Farman. Being a young child, very strange Farman. And that is why we as Jama'at are very mesmerized by Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Faramin, because his Faramins are different. Different in the sense because the time had changed. And sometimes I do hear in Jama'at that people say, oh, we do not need to read Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farman. The Hazir Jama is Shakari. To answer that question, I would say, let us read the Farman of Hazir Imam, his first Farman when he sat on the Gadi. And he announced very clearly that my desire, my wish is to be following the footsteps of my grandfather, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah. What he had achieved, no Imam has achieved. What Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah has achieved, no other Imams have achieved. So this Imam is a very strange Imam, very unique Imam. And that is why his Faramins are so many that even today, in this time, we are still hoping, desiring, loving and wanting to understand Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Faramin. This group had requested that it has to be in English, and that's why we are speaking in English. But if those who understand Gujrati and would like to learn about Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Faramin, they can definitely ask the administrator to share those Gujarati lectures with you. So coming back to Farman, Maula says, we are Noor of both Ali and Nabi. So here there is another question which is resolved, that is the Noor in the Prophet and the Noor in the Imam same or different? Definitely, according to Imam's wordings here, it is same. Maula says, I am the Noor of both Ali and Nabi. Then the question arises, what is the difference between the Prophet and the Imam? There are times where prophets are present, and there are times when Imams are in front without the veil of the Prophet and guiding the Jama'at. Yesterday, when the Prophet Muhammad was Paigambar, it was the time of the prophethood. The Noor is same. The function is different. The function is different. We will have to understand the work of the Prophet was to bring Sharia, to bring Quran. But the task, the function of Maula Ali, when he became the Janasheen of the Paigambar, his task was to give the ta'wil, to teach the Ummah the essence, the mugs, the haqiqat. And it is only the Ismaili tariqa who is the follower of haqiqat, because we are the Batni tariqa. And that is how we are so blessed to be connected to Imam. We are connected to Imam, Ali Nabi, Aulad Ali. The chain of the light of Imamat is continuously going on, and Shah Kareem is our 49th Imam. Shukran lillah walhamdulillah. Then Maula says, though by age-wise we are small, but we are great in our rutbah. Imam's status is exalted. Looking with our physical eyes, Imam is seen as a young child, young boy, and that makes Jama'at at that time very uncomfortable, because they were used to see older Imam with beard, and they were kind of feeling shaky in their heart that how this child would be Imam, how is he going to guide us? But look at his first Farman, full of miracles, full of guidance, and full of glad tidings for the Jama'at. Maula says, Hazrat Maula Murtaza Ali was young, but at the young age, he succeeded winning the fort of Khyber. Maula Ali, in his stature, was a very small stature guy. But at a very young age, he conquered the Khyber, which was such a difficult fort to win. Everybody tries to win that fort and they become unsuccessful. All the companions of the Prophet, they try, but they were not successful. Here, Maula Ali goes and he picks up the gate, the heaviest gate of the fort, and he puts it on his back, and everybody climbs. The companion of Prophet, they all walk on top of that gate to enter that fort. That miraculous physical strength, where was it coming from? It was the Noor. And that's what Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is telling them. But don't look at the body. It is not about the physical body. Our tariqa is not a physical tariqa. Our tariqa is spiritual tariqa. Maula Ali, at a very young age, being a small stature man, he had held this door of the fort, and all the army personnel passed over it, and he killed the kafir whose name was Jibra. In another Farman, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah explains about Jibra. Those who are reader of Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin, they would know that Jibra was a very strong, built, huge guy. Nobody could defeat him. Maula Ali defeats him in first pehle hi war mein. In first minute, he is able to defeat this Jibra Nami kafir. How Maula Ali was able to do all these things? It was all due to the Noor which was in him. So for us, what is the learning? What are we understanding here? Whenever we look at Imam, we never look at his body. It is the Noor which we are seeking. Yes, he looks like us, but he is not like us. Peer has said in Ginan that Ekaj fikar munivar amne tamari manas rupe sahib januji. That you may think of Imam as like you, human being. He may look like us, but he is not like us. He is with Noor se bharpoor. We can never compare Imam like that. We can never see Imam as physical being. And then Maula continues in this Farman and says that Maula Ali in public, he used to eat the barley bread made of barley. Jaw ki roti khate the. But if you were to see the way he used to fight in the wars, he was someone that who could cut mountains within a moment. Now how? How is it happening? This is beyond our ability to realize, to encompass this thought that a physical stature, small built guy can do all these things. That is where we are making a mistake. What we are doing, we are looking at a physical body. But if we were to see him as Noor, if we were to have Batni eyes, Chashme Basirak, and if we can see him with his Noor, we would realize that there is no limitation for him. There is no difficulty for him. His Noor is overpowering all else. And then Mola says he used to reach at the end of the entire world in a moment to help those who were seeking his help. Now, there were no aeroplanes at that time or rockets. How was Imam traveling in a moment from one end of the world to the other end of the world? To respond to the person who is seeking Imam's help? Imam does not need, his Noor does not need any aeroplane, any rocket. Why? Because he is Malik of Nurani Badan. He has subtle body. The proper term for that is Jussai Ibdaya, which Imam has mentioned in his Farman as Nurani Badan, luminous body. When we seek Imam's prayer, sitting in Jama'at Khana, sitting at home, being at work, anywhere we are, and we pray to Mawla, and when we feel Imam responding to us, we feel that peace, that calmness, that happiness, that Imam is talking to us. How does that happen? Imam responds to us. Imam does respond to us. How? In his Noor, through his Noor, using his Nurani Badan, using his Nurani Taqat, Nurani power. And that's what we are hoping to see, understand, realize, and remember, that he is not a physical body only. And that's what Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is talking about in this Farman. Mawla says he used to fulfill the desire of those who were seeking his help and mushkil asan for them. Because it's not difficult for Imam. It is not difficult for Imam to mushkil asan for anybody and everybody who is seeking his help with purity in their heart, with his name. It is not difficult for Imam to mushkil asan for those who do seek his help with sincerity and purity of their heart and their deeds. Imam's one of the title is Mushkil Kusha. He is the one who does the mushkilat ki asan. And that's why we heard this beautiful zikr. Mushkil asan ya Ali, madad asan ya Ali. It's a Persian tasbih. That, oh Mawla, ease my difficulties and send me your help. Madad asan, send me your help. We are very poor, we are very weak, Mawla. We need your help. And Mawla says in this Farman that he does come to help us. Then it says, we are progeny of that Murtaza Ali. Have Farman. Keep this Farman in your heart. So Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah, being the 48th Imam, he took us back 1400 years ago in history, reminding us that there was a prophet, Paigambar Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He selected Maula Ali as his Janasheen, to be the first Imam in that cycle. And in the same cycle of Imamat, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is the 48th Imam. By doing the Bayat of Imam, we accept all the Imamans in the line. Meaning, our connection happened to Prophet Muhammad and Maula Ali and continued. One may ask a question here. What does it mean when we think of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam or Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam? All these are connected with Nuh. If we accept Shah Kareem with complete heart and submission, obedience, sincerity, we are accepting the Imam from the day one till today. We are accepting that Noor. We are committing our allegiance to that Noor, whose name today is Shah Kareem. Yesterday it was Sultan. Day before that it was Ali. Before that it was Prophet Muhammad. Before that it was Isa alayhi salam. All this is one and the same Noor, which is being continued. People have given the names. Christianity, Judaism, Abrahamic tradition. But all these are one line, which is continuously going on. Then Mullah says, Hazrat Imam Zainul Abidin too was an adolescent, but in bravery and knowledge he was like Murtaza Ali. Mullah Zainul Abidin, our third Imam. He was also young because Imam Hussain was martyred in Karbala. He was very young and he was sent away to be staying protected because he was the chain of the right of Imamat. When Imam Hussain was martyred, Imam Zainul Abidin became the Imam. He was very young in age at that time. But his bravery, his knowledge is known, is accepted by the whole Ummah. Our Noor is from them, and Noor of Ali is always in this world. This world cannot last if there is no Noor. This world will always be with the Noor of the Imam. If Imam is not there, this world will not be there. And we are those Ismaili Jama'at, so blessed Jama'at, that we are with Imam. We are in allegiance to Imam. We are the ones whom Maula says, my beloved spiritual children. He gives us his khana vadan, his duashes. So we are those lucky ones in the whole universe, being with Imam. Here, I would like to pause, and I wish if we had the Gujarati transliteration too, that would have been so wonderful, because this English translation is really poor in language, and it's very literal translation, so the beauty of Imam's Farameen, the wordings, is lost actually. Translation is not an easy task. And Imam's Farman were in Gujarati. Some friends have asked me that what was the language of Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah? It was Gujarati. Imam used to give Farman in Gujarati. And there are times in some majalis you would hear Imam talking in Hindi, Urdu mixed. Imam can speak all the languages. So what was the language of Imam? All languages Maula knows. But this Farami in Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin, the primary language which Imam has used is actually Gujarati. So those who understand Gujarati, I would highly encourage you to read the transliteration instead of English. So here Maula says that this is end time. This is end time. Those who are imandar, those who are believers, they will be able to witness all the miracles and wonders of the Imam. Aakhir zamano છે. These are end time. તેમાં જેઓ ઈમાનદાર છે તેઓને પોતાના ઇમામની કુદરત અને કરામતો જોવામાં આવશે. Those who are believers, those who are imandar, they will actually be able to see the miracles of Imam. They will be able to witness the miracles of Imam. But for that, what is the condition? Iman has to be there. And then Mawla says, જેઓ અધૂરા દિલવાળા છે તેઓ ઝાહેરી કરામત જોશે તો પણ તેને ખોટી કરીને સમજશે. Then there are those whose iman is half-hearted. There are those, and remember, this farman is being given to Jama'at. This is not a speech. This is a farman given to the Jama'at. Within the Jama'at, Imam is seeing all the souls. And Imam is saying that this time is such miraculous time that those who are with complete faith, they will witness the miracles and they will believe it. But then there is a group of people who have half-hearted faith. They will also see the miracles, but they will not believe in it. They will not believe in it. Not only that, they will say that these are khota. Imam says, તો પણ તેની ખોટી કરીને સમજશે. They will not only believe it, but they will not even think of it as truth. They will say it's all lies. જેઓ પેગમ્બર, નબી અને ઇમામની કુદરત અને કરામતુને માની નથી, તેઓની મિસાલ આંધળા માફક છે. Now those who do not believe in the powers, the kudrat, the miracles of Pagambar and Imam, they are like those who do have physical eyes, but they are blind. They are blind. And Quran actually talks about it so beautifully. It says that these people, those who are blind, those who behave like blind, why they are blind? Because they are unbelievers. And it says in Quran that it is not that their eyes are blind, it's their heart which are blind. Now what is in the heart? Do we have eyes in our heart? No, we don't have eyes in our heart. We have Iman in our heart. When a mu'min does not have Iman, they are like blind people. And I'm not saying that. Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah is saying that. Quran is talking about it. I'm just quoting these resources. So Mola is saying that they will also see those who are not believers, who have half-hearted faith, kacha iman. They will also see the miracles, but they will not believe in it. આંધળાને જો આરસી તેમજ ઠેકડી આપીએ તો તે બંનેને માયના સરખી છે. If we were to give a blind person, let's say we give him a piece of a mirror, or we give him a piece of a stone. For a blind person, they both are same, pieces of some solid thing. Why? Because he doesn't have eyes to see that he can see the reflection in the mirror. Mirror and a stone, it's both the same thing. There's no difference for that blind man. But for a moment can see his reflection in the mirror. And mirror has very strong importance. Within our reflection, with Iman, we can see the Noor. Now, how come I'm saying that? I'm referring to a hadith, and there's a saying of Maula Ali too, similar, almost similar, which says, Man arfa nafsihi faqad arfa rabbihi. The one who recognizes his own soul, it is as if they have recognized the Lord. जिसने अपने आप को पहचाना, उसने खुदावंद को पहचाना. And that is why Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah has given us the example here. The ta'wil of the mirror here is this. Imam could have said a pearl, ruby, but no, Imam said a piece of a stone or a mirror, because there is a ta'wil hidden behind it. There is a meaning hidden behind it. Remember, when we are going to read this Farman, we are going to look for the essence, the ta'wili meaning of the Farman, which are given to Jama'at by Imam due to the miracles of these times. This time which is called the End Time, Akhir Zamana, by Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah. Imam telling us about a piece of a stone and a piece of a mirror. Imam, whatever Imam says, every shabd, every word is full of wisdom. It's full of wisdom. Until we don't understand these wisdomful words, we will not realize what we are reading. And we'll read it as if we are reading a newspaper or a magazine. This is not a newspaper. This is Farman. And if I may quote you, that Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah has said, that when you read my Faramin, every sentence, reflect on it. Reflect for 2 hours. Khayal karo. And he says that each sentence has 1,000 meanings. Not one, not two, not three, 1,000 meanings. Have we spent enough time to reflect, to understand what are the 1,000 meanings of this Faramin? And I'm truly grateful for those friends who have initiated this group. It is due to their goodwill, their good desire, that humbly, Nachis, with your prayers, we will be talking about the deeper meaning of the Farman. Because we've read these Farman. These Farmans are not new for us. We are Smileys, we've been reading these Faramin. But the question is, have we truly understood the deeper meaning of these Faramin? And that's what is the intention here. So when Imam is saying, Imam is comparing two types of people. Those who are with the eyes and those who are blind. We are not talking about physical eyes. Imam is allegorically speaking about the level of Iman. Iman is also in darjat. Why do I say that now? Imam is giving this farman to Jama'at. Jama'at? Smiley Jama'at? In Bayat of Imam? Mu'mineen? Not all at the same level. That is why Imam is saying, those who are with Iman, they will believe it. But then those who are with Adhura Iman, half-hearted Iman, lower level of Iman, they will not be able to understand what is being told to them. They will never be able to understand. Why? Because they don't have that light in their heart, which we call Iman. They don't have that light in their heart. So they will behave like blind people. And for a blind, if you were to give them a mirror or a stone, there is no difference. For a blind person, reading Farman or reading a newspaper, it's one and the same thing. That is what we are talking about. For a Mu'min is the one who has the Iman. Though we can use this term generally for Jama'at, but in reality, it is a very particular word, which means with complete faith, with Iman, or at least progressing higher. Active Iman, the one who is actively progressing higher. And there's another word, which is a beautiful word, and it is Salik. The word Salik means the one who walks. And this is from Sirat al-Mustaqim. Because when we say our dua, we say, Ya Mawla, Ehdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. Help me walk on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. And you'll be surprised if you were to open up your books. It would say, keep me on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. A path is not for one to stay on. Path means to walk on the path. So if you have that translation, you need to correct it. Help me walk on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. Because if you're standing, that's stagnant. That is not progressing. And we all want to progress further. We do not want stagnant from Iman. We want progressive Iman. Continuously going up, elevating, so we can be one with the Noor of Iman. That is what our desire is. So that word is Salik. And I would believe that those who are here, their desire is to walk on the Sirat al-Mustaqim. So we would say, Mu'mine Salikin. Those who are believers and they are walking on the path are called Mu'mine Salik. For a Mu'min and Salik, he or she does not want to stay blind. They want to see the difference between the mirror and the stone, because mirror is higher than the stone. When Imam says this is Akhir Zamana, this is the last time, end time, Qiyamah time, what does that mean? The word Qiyamah is a scary word, because with Qiyamah we all know it is something to destruct. But is that what Imam is saying here? If it was a Qiyamah time, end time, this was in 1885, and we are in 2023. What does it mean for us today? How is it the time of Qiyamah? What does it mean? All that we will continue to discuss. I will stop here. If friends have any questions, Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Shukranillah, Alhamdulillah. Friends, if you have any questions, you can unmute and come forward. If you have any comments, you can come forward with the comments as well. While friends are thinking of the questions, let me tell the friends that Niamat does have regular sessions on Tuesdays for Gujrati session, and Thursdays, weekdays also sessions. So if you're interested in joining the group, I have posted the link in the chat.
Yeah, Ali Madad, Nilofer from India. I wanted to ask, how do we get this Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin if we want one?
All right. You can text Naveen Saiba. Her phone number is on the chat, Lala, and she can help you get the book.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Matlaba, there is a question in the chat as well. How can we benefit from these end times?
Very good question. Very important question. First, we will have to understand what is the end time. If we were to understand what is the end time, remember, Imam are so merciful. Whatever Imam gives us in Farman, his Farmans are full of wisdom and hidayat, guidance for us. So first we will have to understand, what does it mean that it is end time? And inshallah, when we understand the end time, we will realize how to benefit from it. If I were to give you a very simple answer today, it is a time of change. It is a time of progress. It is a time for new beginning. When the end comes, there is a new beginning as well. Those who will realize that it is end time will also be able to see that there is a new beginning and will take full advantage of the new beginning as well. But then there are those who will remain blind, and we are not talking about outside. We are talking about Jama'at. Those who will remain blind. Why? Because they don't have enough strong faith, number one. They don't seek knowledge. They don't understand the Faramin. They don't realize what is happening. They're living the physical world blind to what is true meaning of our tariqah. They will not be able to get any benefit from the end time. Versus there are those who are intelligent, as Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah said, that become like Peace Everything. The Akal Waro, Hushiyar, 4 characteristics Imam actually talks about it. Becoming intelligent, becoming wise, having the wisdom, knowledge of the wisdom, one can only get if they are seeking knowledge. With seeking of knowledge, they will learn about the wisdom. When they have the wisdom, they will also know how to benefit from it. So what we are saying, in other words, seek knowledge to know what does the end time mean. Seek knowledge how to take advantage from it. But the first step is seeking knowledge. And I will quote Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farman. He says that the one who has knowledge progresses step by step. Ilm wari ruh darja ba darja unche chade che. Without knowledge, there is no way we can progress and understand what is going on. Ji.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. There's one more question. How do we overcome the overwhelm that is prevalent these days and stay positive?
Beautiful question. Thank you for asking that question. You are absolutely correct that when we look around what is happening, it seems like a lot of sorrow and pain. And there are levels of answers one can get here. But I would say that we will have to stay positive in the sense that Imam is with us, his guidance is with us. Those who are with Iman, they will understand that in everything there is a wisdom. Whatever is happening around us, we will have to stay very consistent in our ibadat, zikr and girya-uzari to be not shaken by whatever is happening around us. Let me briefly tell you an example because I think it's important what we are witnessing in the world. It is scary nowadays. In the time of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam was preaching people to follow the true tariqah, the hakiki tariqah, hakiki mazhab, and his own wife, his own son, they said, no, we don't believe you, we don't accept you. And he is sitting on this ark, and there is a flood coming on, and he is so worried about his wife and his child. And he's telling them, please, please, come on the ark. And they're like, no, we don't believe you, we don't need to be, nothing will happen to us. They were not believers. And what happened? Those who were not in the ark of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, they all drowned. But Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam and all those who were with him, those who were believers, those who were followers of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, nothing happened to them. They stayed with him, they stayed in peace, in salamati, without any difficulty. Now what am I saying here by quoting that example? That we are truly blessed to be with Imam. Sometimes our intellect fails to understand what is happening in the world. And what we can do as Ismailis, we pray for humanity. We seek Mushkil Kusha's madad for humanity. We make our Iman very strong. We continue to stay in zikr ibadat. So we are not influenced in a sense that we forget about hope. We forget that Imam is in this world. And nothing can happen. Nothing can happen to Mu'mineen, those who are with the Iman. Now when I say nothing can happen, remember, the day of death for a Mu'min is the day of Eid. It is the Iman which is needed for us to have the hope, for us to have the happiness, for us to have that peace which we seek. And whenever we see the sorrow outside in the world, we as Ismaili Jama'at, who are blessed Jama'at with Imam, we have to pray for them. Pray day and night for Mushkil Asan, because he is the Mushkil Kusha. But if we ourselves become despondent due to whatever we are seeing or experiencing or feeling or whatever difficulties we are in, then we are becoming na-farman bardar. And we are not na-farman bardar. We are obedient to Imam. And I would request Naveen Sahaba to share some lectures on test on Mu'mineen. Because Mu'min's life is not without any test. And we do understand that we are with Imam. We are with Imam, we are with his mercy, and we being with Imam, We got to pray for the whole humanity to mushkil for their mushkil asan. Despondency is sin. Struggle is the duty of men. Defeat or victory is in the hands of God. Sometimes we don't understand what is happening in the world. We don't understand because it is beyond our intellect. When it is beyond our intellect, we seek His mercy and ask Him that, Mawla, give us knowledge so we understand what is happening in today's time. Give me strength to cope with this pain. I want to pray for the humanity, for Mushkil Asan, and then stand up and do the zikr. Like bring some riyazat, like put our body into difficulty, meaning we've been very comfortably sitting. If we feel this pain in our heart, let's stand up and do zikr for 10 minutes, for 30 minutes, and say the all sawab for all those who are suffering in today's time in the world. That is what a generous moment does with his or her time. That is what a true moment of Imam does with his time. Ji.
Yeah, Rimadat. I have one question, maybe is not related to this lecture, but the question is here. One of is Maula's Farman. He is saying that there is in the world 313 Mu'min. Can you tell me where they are right now? How do you find out them?
Oh, subhanallah, subhanallah. Beautiful question, brother. Those moments have always been gupt. They are hidden. Those moments historically always stayed hidden. And Imam has told us that those mu'mineen are the ones, due to them and their prayers, that this world is going on, because they are the ones with the Imam, helping Imam do the work of Imamat. If one moment dies, it is being replaced by other moments. So, humbly, I would not know. Yes, we all can know about them if we develop that chashme basirat, that batni eyes. If we have those eyes, I'm sure we will be able to recognize them. Ji.
And the second part of this question, those 313 Mu'min, they are only in the Ismaili communities or they are in the other religions as well?
So I can tell you that Pir Nasir Khusro Kalimat does talk about Hujjat-e-Roz and Hujjat-e-Shab.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be difficult concept for those who are not familiar with Pir Nasir Khusro's Kalimat, but I'm sure you are, brother. And that's why I would say that according to the Kalimat of Pir Nasir Khusro, there are Mu'mineen who are outside Jama'at too. Those who are fulfilling the mission of Imam with the Farman of Imam, but they are not evident Ismailis as per se.
Yali Mother.
Malali Madad.
Okay, my name is Shirley from Nairobi. One comment that I wish to make is that I've come across somewhere that Transone Ter Momanji Che, Hazrat Ali Sate Ladai Magyata in one of the battles, and the Imam wanted Momins to fight that battle, and 313 Momins went with the Imam. There were small children, ladies, certain handicapped and challenged people, and the one that war. Maybe Battle of Badr or Uhud, I don't know, but one of the wars is what they fought at.
So I think you're mixing two things, but you are right in what you're quoting, that in Jang-e-Badr, there were only 313 Mu'mineen who were with Paigambar, Prophet Muhammad at that time. And despite of them being in small number, they did win the battle. And there's a beautiful story behind it. Inshallah, someday we can talk about it.
Okay. Now the other thing is that, you see, we all say Kaljug che the fourth Jug. maybe there's very many years remaining for the Juk to be finished. For sure, maybe our children will never see the end of it. But what would happen when the Kaljuk finishes? Will the world start all over again, or it's all finished then?
So, my dear brother, we as Ismailis, we do not
Yeah.
believe in Jug. We don't believe in
Okay.
Jug. We believe in cycles. And yes, you're right. When a cycle finishes, a new cycle starts. Ji.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. We'll take one last comment or question and then we'll end here.
About the joke, sorry I'm disturbing, but about the joke, even the Ginans have mentioned about the joke. Havena thite
Yes.
joke pach mure lol. Like in many Ginans that had been mentioned about the joke. So we cannot say that we do not believe in jokes.
No, we can say that. On the basis of knowledge, we can say that. And there's a reason I say that. At that time, when the Jama'at, Indo-Pak Jama'at was Hindu, they only knew about Hindu mythology. At that time, Pir had taken up a strategy to teach them, to warn them with what was familiar to them and brought them to the knowledge of Islam. We are Muslim Ismailis, we are not Hindus. And understanding of Islamic knowledge, Islamic books, we will know that we as Ismailis who are Shia, Imami, Nizari, Ismaili Muslims, we believe in cycles. Not that our peers were wrong or anything else. No negative thing we are attaching to peers Ginan. We love our peers. Peers are our Mai-Bap. We respect our peers. But peer was holding our hand like a child. We were children. We did not know anything about Ismaili Tariqa. We did not know that we were Muslims. At that time, whatever we knew, peer taught us and helped us slowly bring us to the knowledge of our Paigambar, our books, our Imams, our Hujjatan. Step by step, they have brought us back. If, let's say, you don't like what I'm saying or you don't agree with what I'm saying, then the outcome would be, which friends have shared in classes, I'm just sharing, that they would, when they study Ginan and they study Jubs, they will have to pick up Hindu books and study Hindu religion and understand the Jubs. They will not pick up the books of Farman. They will not pick up the books of Quran. And if we were to today look into Jamaat Khana, we see that every article which is being written for us in every event, Chandrat or any majlis, any waz, we would hear about Quran and Quranic verses. Why? There is a change. Imam is making a change. Those who are awake, aware, they are seeing it and they are saying, Ji Khudawid. They are understanding what direction Imam wants us to move. Not to say that we are going to leave our Ginans behind, but we are going to study our Ginans so critically that we can find in the Ginans how we are Muslim today. Yes, we will find in the Ginans how we were Hindu yesterday. We will. But is that what we need to search? Is that what is going to help us today? Today, what is going to help us to survive in the global world, global village? How we are Ismaili, Nizari, Muslim. Some of us who were converted from Hindu to Ismailism. Majority of Ismaili Jamaat is follower of Pir Nasir Khusro Tariqa. They are in majority in numbers. Whereas the Ismailis who became Ismailis with Pir Sadruddin's Kalimat, they are very minority actually. They are in minority. Yes, with Maula's blessing, we may be economically physically living a better life, but we are in minority in numbers. And we do need to, us, those who are from Indo-Pak, it's high time that we understand what we are seeing and listening in Jamaat Khana. What is the hidayat given in Faramis? And that is why we have taken today's, this group opportunity to study Farman in such a way that we can see that we are no more Hindus. We are Ismailis. Because even Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farmans are misinterpreted and connected to Hinduism. That is a misinterpretation. We are not Hindu. Jugs were there in Hindu mythology. It was a familiar concept, and that's what P was teaching us, to help us understand, to bring us forward in time, to help us recognize Imam, become Ismaili, Nizari, Muslims. Because it was just 600 years ago. But Muslims have been there since 1400 years ago. Quran has come 1400 years ago. Maula Ali was Imam almost 1400 years ago. Just after, before 600 years ago, Jug thing came into our tradition, our lives. No, that's incorrect. That is why I'm very confident and I'm saying to you that we don't believe in Jugs. It is a minority of the Ismaili Jamaat who were converted from Hindu to Ismaili. They were taught in a familiar way so they can understand. They can understand and accept the Ismaili Tariqa because it was a time of conversion. But our roots are not just to Hinduism or to Jugs. Our roots are 1400 years ago with the Paigambar and the Quran and Maula Ali. Ji.
Thank you for the explanation. Thank you so much.
Shukran.
Subhanallah, shukran lillah, alhamdulillah, shukran lillah, alhamdulillah. There are more questions in the chat. We can definitely cover it in the next session. Thank you, friends, for joining. Thank you, Niamat Saiba, for the wonderful Farman session. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, thank you.
Yali Madad, thank you.
Yeah, Alimada, thank you.
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, and thank you.
Yali Madad.
Thank you very much, Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin.